today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about Bitcoin. Because now that we have seen this massive drawdown, we have actually seen a green day. We're holding above 61K, and the big question now is this a good time to buy? Is this already a time to enter the market? Is this the ultimate recovery? Are we on track again? And in general, what is going on with Bitcoin? And then also let's talk a little bit about Ecomi and Veve. I think there are a couple of things to discuss, things that are coming, things that might not be coming. So yeah, let's discuss all of that. So, good morning to all of you guys. I see 10 people already here, so make sure to smash up the like button right now for the stream. It would be cool if we could get at least 60 likes on this in total. I know there are only 10 people here now, but some people are watching it later, so make sure to smash the like button. Guys, we almost didn't make it. We almost didn't make it today because when I started Streamlabs, so the streaming software that I'm using, then it was saying, you're new to Streamlabs. What do you want to do? Live streaming or taking a video? And I was like, fuck. And then it's like, please log in. And hey, how do you want to have this? And then I knew I have to redo my setup, right? And fortunately I did make it, but that is why the stream started a little bit late today, so a couple of minutes later than it should have been. So again, likes really much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel to get this number up here. By the way, we're going to do something cool today. Hopefully it's cool for you as well, but I want to do something cool with you today, but we need a little bit more people in here to do this. Okay, so with that, let's start out with Bitcoin. Let's jump into it and see where we are. So interestingly, I like to go into to be in the high time frames here. So this support line that we outlined, we're actually holding it on the weekly. There are still 4 days and a lot can happen, but we have wicked down until here the 58,000 or something, down to this trend line, and now we are back up again at 61,587. So the question is now, can we hold it? On the lower time frames, we see that we could consider this a fake out, maybe a bear trap or something like that, because we have wicked down within 2 days and then come back up all the way. So it would be cool if the bottom, this local bottom, is in here. For the monthly though, the warning sign still is, first of all, it looks better. It looks better now that we are up here, that we are almost at 62,000, because we are above the candle body closes of the previous high. But we are still not out of the woods yet regarding this stochastic RSI that I don't like. So if you look here, we're just a blip in it. So if we could pump a little bit more and come out of this, right, out of this zone, and not crash like we did the other times, that would be great. So it would be awesome if this was really a retest onto the old all-time high in terms of candle body closes, and then we would go. We are going to observe this during all of the days basically that we have left in this week, and then afterwards also we are going to observe the result. Fact is that if we are looking at the trajectory of Bitcoin, we have not in none of these previous bull markets we have come that far under the 70 RSI again, because here we maybe, so here we see this peak which is not outside. Maybe we've overdone this and now we're coming back, consolidating and where we should be after the all-time high. Maybe we are realigning the cycle here, but you see when we hit a high RSI last time here, we have not fallen back into it. So there are a couple of things that are different in this cycle as they are in every cycle. So for example, here we see also the RSI behave differently. So yeah, that is it. By the way, chat is here, Energy is here. Hey, good morning Energy, what's going on? Trucking Hank is also here. After reading in the group that it will not happen, still a couple of people here. Walrus King, what is going on, GM? Sound is on point, thanks for letting me know. That is good to hear because, not pun intended. Buy more secret rares PH. Okay, thanks. We're saving up for a secret rare Grail there. Okay, so what's going on? So Fear and Greed has also bottomed apparently, at least for now. Excuse me. I hope that was not too loud and some people's earphone exploded or so. So we have recovered a little bit in the Fear and Greed and we are back into neutral territory. So that has been reset basically. Now what's going on? So there's still selling going on so far that we must know. There are also a lot of people buying, but what is interesting is the German government sold again yesterday Bitcoin. So they sold 900 Bitcoin at $54 million on June 25th, and that was 200 BTC each to Coinbase and Kraken, and probably they sold again on spot. So that happened. You see it here, 200, 500. This was a transfer, while these 200 and 200 Bitcoin were actual transfers to exchanges for sell-off. So that happened, and then another big thing that points to selling is that 103,000 Bitcoin have been added to the OTC Desk wallets in the past 6 weeks. The rising balance and falling market price, here, rising balance, blue line, falling market price, the little blip here on the black line, suggests that they haven't found a buyer yet. So this is one of the biggest increases in the OTC desk that we have seen since the last bull run. Now, is this a bad or worrying sign? Not at all. You would say, okay, this is normal. When you are going into parabolic move, then also the OTC kind of increases. However, you see here, basically the increase, when the increase started, we had bigger corrections here. So we have to observe this because obviously if this hits a very high point, then it could point to a earlier end of the bull cycle. Yeah. AV Creation says good stuff. Philippe here, GM, Roman, GM. Hey, guys, thanks for joining. Although this is a little bit of a different time, a little bit of a different setup and so on. Okay, so this is something that I just wanted to point out here, how donations work in this new time. So someone donated 8 BTC to cover Assange's jet and recovery costs. So Julian Assange is flying out to like a small island in the US or so for the guilty plea, or he was. I don't know if this is in the past. However, he had costs of like $500K US dollars or so, and someone just covered these costs with an 8 Bitcoin donation, which is first of all crazy, and secondly, it shows how fast you can do it. And obviously, if you do that, you may be a US citizen or so, you don't want to have your banks involved into that, right? Or you don't want to have your name written on that transaction, maybe. So this is, and on the other hand, that means that this 8 BTC probably got sold to someone, because you need to free up that cash to pay other people in fiat unless you can purchase all the things involved in Bitcoin, right? So this is the other side. It adds to the selling pressure, although it's only 8 Bitcoin. But overall, that's quite some Bitcoin that is hitting the market at the moment. Overall, is this a bad spot to sell? Probably. Is it a good time to buy? Probably. So if we are believing all the heat maps and where we are in the cycle, and assuming we are correct with our assessment where we are in this cycle, then we would say we are in the early stages of this parabolic rise, that we are just consolidating sideways, as we have been doing where these red circles are. Also, we see that in every bear market we're basically hitting the moving average. This time we were under the moving 200-week moving average, which is the yellow line here. And you see how every cycle is different. So in the very early stages we have ripped under it quite a bit, right? So 200 moving average doesn't really matter. And then we have held true to it and dipped into it and even wicked outside of it. But look at this, for example, this 2017 bear market, we had a nice trough on it, like a sideways accumulation formation, and then we went out of it. We had the same here in this previous bear market, but then due to Black Swan, we went down a second time to it, which was unique to this market, right? And then this time we went a severe time under it, and we re-hit it. So also a little bit different, right? Felipe says, I see Omi circles in your graph. That is true. What may I be pointing at with that? Who knows? Green Lantern says, GM fellow hodlers, drive-in. So yeah, then please no writing. Appreciate that you're being here. All the others that are not driving, obviously thumbs up before driving, like Bodo does it. Awesome. Did you guys agree on that comment sequence? Anyways, that's awesome. Thank you very much. Safe driving, and hope you are entertained. So yeah, according to these charts, first of all, we see cycles are different, always playing out a little bit differently, but some things hold true, and that is that when we are in this blue zone of of the percentual monthly increase of the 200-week moving average. It's still a good time to accumulate. It's still a good time to buy once we're in these zones. Now, what we also see is differently on this chart, and this is why I like it very much, is we didn't have a blow off top, and we never enter this red-ish zone, right? So will we see it this time? Nonetheless, we still haven't seen any parabolic action. Otherwise, this chart would be already green. Used stoplight. Stop it now. Okay, so there are tools for you to look this up, right? You don't have to rely on me to every couple of weeks come back with this stuff, right? So there are tools like lookintobitcoin.com, and I'm not affiliated or so, I'm just telling you so that you can perform your own research where you can also have it interactive and just see, this drawdown, how much was the price and what was the date and whatnot. So you can look this up, and these sites, they have other tools, like for example the stock to flow model, which you can load and look at, which I find also very interesting. So to look at stock to flow, to look at power of law. But I really think that it is important that we constantly assess where we are in the cycle. Lots of them. I mean, if it's a stoplight, it's fine, right? And in Germany, you are hitting a red stoplight all the time. So I know you're driving in Germany, so there's nothing like a green wave. There's only red wave. Hey, Pro Legendary, sup boys? What's going on? So what do we see? Here in the stock to flow model, for example, we see how Bitcoin should perform in the next weeks and months according to its supply basis, so to say. So every time that the supply gets cut in half, we should have this parabolic rise up. And you see here really how, actually according to stock to flow, we would be a little bit late, or not even late, we would be on track at the moment. And here we were a little bit early, right? So you see how also different models claim a different perspective on the cycle, whereas other people say we are too early in this cycle, right? So and the stock to flow basically also has this indicator of bull and bear markets, where we are slightly in the bull and just hit it once again here in the bear. So the real question is now, will we deviate from these models significantly, or will we be able to see a rise exactly on this line this time? And if so, by the way, stock to flow puts Bitcoin at the end of this move, in this the adjusted model, I think, at 448,000 each Bitcoin. 448,000, that would be crazy. And you see that, I mean, these models, they were, by the way, these models, we have to be very careful, because you would say like, this model has been super accurate, right? This is an adjusted model. I remember when in the last bull run, Plan B predicted $150,000 Bitcoin with his model, and it was wrong. We fell half short. So let's just say, even if he's wrong again and we fall short half of this projection, we would still be at 225,000 Bitcoin as a cycle top, which would then be somewhere here. And then he has to readjust his model again, right? You can look at, so here are a couple of interesting ones. One is the Fear and Greed Index that I also showed in the last days. And you can see how it is right now. So we are nowhere near any very bad factors, although this seems to be lagging a little bit. So all of these, I think they are really relevant to perform our analysis. And then here's one of my favorites. It's the Pi Cycle Indicator. So the Pi Cycle Top Indicator is known as one of the most accurate top calling features, and you can pick that up in the Bitcoin chart by if you don't pay a plan, then you can just get rid of one indicator and you go pi cycle top, and it would, if it hits and you refresh your chart, it would show the. Why doesn't it activate here though? Give me a second here. Maybe it just didn't understand. Look at that. It didn't understand anything. It made it even white. Okay. So we got. Let's do this. Okay. So let me see. Okay. So the stochastic RSI is back. Needs to go out. So it will, when you refresh your chart, pi cycle Bitcoin top indicator. So there you go. So it says, okay, pi cycle top. The moment that the pi cycle indicator shows a top, it would appear here, right? By the way, where is the, it did show a top here as well. Where's the last pi cycle top? It did show a top also on that. Where is it? Okay, so something is broken clearly on TradingView here. Let's try one more time. Pi cycle top. Let's try it with this one here. Okay, that's only the moving average to the pi cycle. That's not what we want. That is not what we want. Anyways, my favorite chart line paint artist. Okay. Maybe that's in this collection. I don't know. Or are you talking about TradingView? Chart line paint. Okay, that's not here. Line paint. Maybe this. Okay. I don't know what you mean, to be honest, but anyways, pi cycle, if TradingView would display it correctly, has so far called most of the Bitcoin tops correctly. So you can look that up here. They have unfortunately only marked it with these small dotted lines, but you can really see how it marked two tops here, which was correct. It marked this top here, which was correct. And it marked this top, which was almost correct, because the second top was a little bit higher, but if you discount inflation, then it would still be correct that this was the cycle top. And we don't have any pi cycle indicator flashing right now. So this would also say we are not there yet, right? So this is all for that. Unfortunately, today I'm a little bit in a hurry because I have to get off early today because of a meeting. Quickly on the news. So Brazil's new bank has partnered with Lightspark to bring Bitcoin Lightning Network to its over 80 million customers, which is definitely something bullish. I mean, 80 million customers. Brazil has embraced crypto and Bitcoin. It is very strong on that note, and now the banks in Brazil, they are offering Bitcoin services way more actually than in Europe. So, for example, Itaú Bank in Brazil also started to offer Bitcoin to their clients. So Banco Itaú is one of them. There are more banks. There will be more banks that are going to adopt this. So Bitcoin adoption in Brazil is continuing, and yeah, absolutely makes sense, right? Also, because you have to imagine that for us in Europe, we don't have any countries nearby that are where the fiat money is out of control, right? But Brazil has a border with Argentina, and they see directly how this inflation situation is developing in Argentina. For example, I was there. I was in the border region at some of the Brazilian small towns, and so, for example, you have shops where you sell shoes and clothes and so on, and they put the price in Brazilian reais, and then they had another price in Argentinian pesos, and it was like, oh, that's 100 reais, which is like 20 euros. That was like 5,000 pesos at the time or so. So you could already see it, and everyone would see how this fiat money would go spiral out of control already. And it was not even how it is today, where you have like big bundles of cash to pay a lunch or something like that. Rex57 asks, you think Miria and GFL can 20x from here? Yeah, I think so. I think that is possible. Especially, Miria is a little bit of a different story, because there are many people that ran Miria nodes and they just got free Miria all the time. They're still getting free Miria coins, so they would be selling off once the price increases. So maybe there is a lot of dilution from these holders. But for GFL, I can definitely see it. Do you think OMI can hit 5 cents by the end of the year? By the end of the year, I don't see it, to be honest, because even if you implement OMI to NFT and burns now, the burns need to show to have an effect, and we don't have OMI to NFT now, so probably they will introduce OMI to NFT throughout the next couple of months, maybe 1 to 3 months. That is cool. That will maybe do something for the price. I don't see it just yet. I had something about Mount Gox here, but it's not that important, and we are running out of time because of me being here a little bit on a shorter leash today. So let's get to the weekly of Ecomi quickly and see. So actually this is good. So we said if we would bearishly retest here, that would be bad, but actually we are looking a little bit better today. 00053. It's not perfect because we got rejected here. So ideally we would go up and break above this line again to get back into our accumulation range. So we will see, but at least we're not losing this 5-1 level, which would confirm severe weakness. Now there are on this weekly close still 4 days, so we will see how this plays out as well. But so all these long wicks, right? They just imply massive sell pressure to the downside, and that is definitely something. So I will continue to talk about Ecomi, but I want to do something here with you, and I need each and every one of you. So first of all, smash up the like button on the stream. So I need each and every one of you for this. We need to help out a guy in this fam, and in the Ecomi and Veve fam, is a content creator. So there we go. If you could, let's help all together, guys. So this CaptainV, he is a German content creator. I consider him a friend. He's really a great guy. This guy pumped out already 775 videos for the fam. It's in German, so most of you will not understand what he's putting out. But he only needs 180 subs until 1,000 subs, and then he can monetize his content. So imagine having 775 videos and you cannot even monetize it because YouTube wants 1,000 subs. So guys, let's please all go to @CaptainV, go to CaptainV and subscribe to this channel. Let's bring these sub numbers up. Let's pump him and stay subscribed. Let's pump him up to 1,000. He doesn't even know that we're doing this, right? So let's just pump him up to 1,000. Let's stay subscribed. You don't have to watch it because you don't understand it, right? So not necessary to put watch time on it. But if we can get, there are 500 people on average watching this stream every day. So if we just do this for a couple of days, maybe we can pump him up to 1,000 subs, and then he can monetize it. And then in a couple of months, you can still unsubscribe if it doesn't do anything for you or so. But then he can at least do the monetization. So thank you very much, Walrus King. Thank you very much, Green Lantern. Thank you, Nico. For doing this. Man, that's cheating. I don't think it's cheating. I think just is if someone does that much of an effort, they just deserve to get the couple of dollars of ad revenue for that. Anyways, let's get back to this. No cheating, just helping. This is helping, guys. Yeah, it's like a sub donation. It doesn't even cost us anything. Let's donate a sub. Anyways, so Ecomi going there. So, and here we really see price doesn't really react to actuals. It just does what it does. So this is the daily. Trucking says Mr. MC1 is doing a part 2 to celebrate content creators. Wow, that's amazing. So everyone should be aware of this. Anyways, what I was going to say here for Ecomi, the price doesn't really react to what's happening because we just learned that OMI reward season doesn't have any additional perks. So people were expecting that there was maybe another round of airdrop coming for OMI holders in the Veve app or so, but that's not the case. This season you only get the MCP points that you are getting and the bronze tickets that you will need somewhere in the future, right? So no new perks, and I think that a couple of people are like, meh, where's this utility thing coming in? Probably it's coming. It just takes time and there are no features ready at the moment. But it's funny because the price doesn't really react to stuff like that, which shows you once more that it's heavily manipulated by whale action. And there is a lot of FUD going on as well regarding like former team members and whatnot. So there is a lot going on. Anyways, with regards to Veve, let's look at something as well. This one was very interesting, in my opinion. So Comics and Crypto, they came out and said, since Veve Official began the auctions for OneofOne artworks 10 months ago, they have sold 72 collectibles totaling $482,000 so $500,000 raised by OneofOne NFTs, only 72 OneofOne NFTs, right? This brings an average sale for these one-of-ones to 6,700 roughly. As of today, the lowest sale for these one-of-one artworks was for $2,345 for a Daredevil 21, and the highest was $31,200 for Amazing Spider-Man. Wow, $31,000 for Amazing Spider-Man #1. So we really see these. So they are a little bit out of range for me. These one-of-one artworks, definitely. And if you consider that the cheapest sale ever was $2,500, that's crazy. But that also shows that, people really appreciate this kind of scarcity, right? I mean, scarcity is king. We see it really here on these artworks. So, and on the other hand, it shows that Veve has a very, very strong point here, just selling these every now and then. I think do they sell these every week, or is it every 2 weeks or so? But I think like one of the coolest of these artworks is the Scotty Young. I mean, if you have Scotty Young is already requested, kind of like asked for, has high prices on the market, but having a one-of-one Scotty Young, that's insane. I would like to see one of these interior panel white cover things as a one-of-one. That would be really crazy. But as long as this is the lowest price point, I'm very much far away with my 60 gems from even participating in something like that. However, we're getting there. We are getting to the Grail. That's for sure. Speaking of Grails, so we had, since the stream yesterday, we had quite a bit of significant transactions on the Veve app. We had another Ecomi logo red silver selling. Floor is now at a 1.6, or was at that time at 1.6k. We had a Luke Cage gang war selling. Floor at 2.5 thousand. However, I still have my doubts that this is the selling price. But you see, this is one of the 40. This is one of the 40 40 scarcity comics, and this comic, it would be really interesting what the sell price was. I don't know if we can see this here. So yeah, you see here, for example, this has been purchased from the Veve store, and it shows 2,500 floor. So it could be, it shows the floor price that it is after the sale. So it could have been that this was a 100 gem transaction, and there's only one more listed at 2,500. So that doesn't mean that the sale actually was at 2,500. So yeah, so just that we put that into perspective. But apparently it lists the collectible if the floor is afterwards higher. So here we have a Harlequin, and then another Miles Morales sold, and now the floor is at 14,500. That is crazy. So the floor almost doubled with this sale. Because it was sitting at 7,500. So actually, the floor price is now back to where it was a couple of months ago for the Spider-Man Miles Morales. So I don't really, and here another Spider-Man Ultimate Animated also sold 3,500 floor after we have been already at 2.3k or so. So we really see that the floors are kind of thin at the moment, and I really do not see any chance that Miles Morales or Spider-Man Ultimate Animated are coming into my direction anytime soon. So that is, that is that. So guys, unfortunately today this was a very short stream. Guys, make sure to smash up the like button here. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, also to support this endeavor, and a little surprise for CaptainV. Don't forget to support there as well by just using the subscribe. Have notifications on so you never miss a live stream. I try to stream every day. And guys, wherever you are on the world, have a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon.